Good evening, and thank you for joining us this evening. Please remember this is live stream, so you are able to ask us questions. We are Elizabeth Beetham and Dominic Beirne, Healthy Mind and Body. This evening, we want to talk about compassion and kindness and the need to be more sensitive towards other people at the moment, because unfortunately, we've heard today that 100,000 people in the UK have died of coronavirus. So this need for compassion and kindness and understanding toward each other, I think, is more important than ever. And I know you agree with me, Dominic. What do you think?
Absolutely, totally. Compassion and kindness goes a long way, and it's an energy that we send out, and like all energies, it's energy like a virus. It doesn't choose where it goes; it just goes, and so we project out our energy from the state of mind that we're in, and so by being more compassionate and having a sense of kindness and engaging in kind acts, then we are able to, we are projecting that energy out. And the universe is like a mirror. What you project out is reflected back. And as you said, Elizabeth, over 100,000 people in this country now alone have died from coronavirus, and our thoughts and prayers are with all the loved ones that are left behind.
Absolutely.
And sadly, we know there are going to be more people that are going to die from this virus. So, if it's never been a better time to be more compassionate and kind than this, then, when will there be? So let's, it's so important, not just for others, but for ourselves, to be in a state of compassion and kindness toward people. Because by being more kind and more compassionate, we feel better. That's just the law of the universe, it actually uplifts us mentally when we are in a natural, genuine state of compassion and kindness. So it's so important, not just for others, but for ourselves, for our well-being, for our health, to have a sense of compassion and kindness, and to give that out. It's so important. Looks like the quote by Bob Marley: "One love, one heart, one destiny." So true.
Beautiful. So that's lovely, Dominic. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Well, just let everybody know, this is a conversation about compassion and kindness, and why we should be more compassionate and kindness for our health and for other health, especially other people's mental health. So if you've got any comments on ways in what one can be more compassionate and kind to others, as well as oneself, please put it in the comment box, and we'll bring it up on the screen to share with us.
Or ask us a question, and then we know you're there listening to us.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what about you? You've got what's the definition of compassion, Elizabeth? You've got that written down.
A deep sympathy for the sorrows of others and an urge to alleviate their pain. That's the sort of definition of compassion. Yeah. But we all know we can, benefit from being kinder to each other. If we're kinder to each other, it has a knock-on effect. I think we've talked about this before, where if you do an act of kindness, it always comes back, and it makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we were talking about on one of our Zoom chat back in the summer now, before when we were in the first lockdown, about the power of a smile.
Yeah.
And giving someone a smile is an act of kindness. you know,
It
because
so is.
they could be having the worst day of their life, for you know, and that smile can mean so much
Yeah.
and change that person's day, you know, in many ways for the better. So, you know, just we're not talking about kindness of having to go out and buy things to people. You know, kindness comes from the act, come from the heart. You know, and
from, you know, heartfelt.
absolutely. And so, you know, just that's giving someone a smile can change their day, which means it can actually change your day. You know, by giving that smile. So there's lots of ways in which we can be more compassionate and kind to be, and it didn't have to cost anything.
No.
I just, you know, like I said, a smile that costs nothing, and yet
Exactly.
it can make a big difference to someone's life. You know,
small acts of kindness, I think, you know, are so beneficial to your health actually, because as I said, there's that knock-on effect.
absolutely.
One of the things that helps me be mindful about compassion is quite a few years ago, my brother bought me this statue. I'm just going to show you. That is Kuan Yin.
Yeah.
Kuan Yin is in Chinese folk culture. It's actually an androgynous god. It's neither male nor female, but it does represent compassion.
Right. Okay.
And this motherly instinct of being warm-hearted and generous with your love for humankind, actually.
Yeah.
So I was very grateful for that gift, because I see her and think of, what can I do today? What can I do today to make someone else's life a little bit happier, a little bit better? And I think it's a really good philosophy to have. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It's even when you're driving, if you let someone in, makes you feel good, you know, and that if somebody waves and says thank you,
Absolutely.
a gesture of that way, it sort of warms your heart, and you think, that was nice. And as Dominic was just saying, you know, it's as simple as a smile. Unfortunately, with masks, it's a little bit more difficult, but we do smile with our eyes.
Yeah, that's where this true smile comes from, the eyes, I think. You know, people can give a false smile, you know, they can be smiling with their lips, but their eyes are saying something completely different. So, you know, but I know what you mean about the mask. It hiding away
Yes,
a lot of
hiding.
our features that goes with a smile. So there you go. You know, smiling, you know, give someone a smile. And you know, you never know, you could change their day for the better. You know, a smile really does go a long way. And you know, today, the way the world is today, the world, you know, not just this country, the whole world are in a very difficult situation at the moment. And we keep hearing this, certainly in the UK, about keep talking and you know, make contact with people via the phone or Zoom or online, and that is so important. You know, again, that comes from an act of kindness. You know, even if you don't feel like it, you know, contact your friend, contact somebody you know lives alone or whatever. You know, because that can make such a difference. It's a difficult time, and as I said at the beginning, we're in more need, more than ever, for more compassion and kindness now with the state of the world at the moment. So,
and I think, Dominic, a sort of sensitivity to other people's needs and respect as well for other people, how some people are handling the situation. Not everyone is handling it in the same way. I went for a walk on the common, and somebody, you know, was literally sort of stepping back in fear because I was approaching them.
Mm.
And it didn't make me feel good. But then I thought, well, they're obviously very, very scared.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people are very, very scared at the moment. A new strain that is far more contagious. It means that we've really got to follow the rules, but you have to respect that, and you have to be, I think, sensitive to the fact that everybody is handling this pandemic slightly differently. We're all individuals in the same boat. We're all in the same boat, but we are all individually handling it differently. And I think if we can be mindful of being kind and sensitive to other people's feelings, it will make the whole experience a whole lot easier for all of us.
You look at all the religious books, and no matter what religion one comes from, it all talked about compassion and kindness, and the ability to be have compassion to people, to your fellow human being, and it's so important. And like I said at the beginning, it's not just important to them; it's important to you.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, you're in a better state when you're being generally compassionate and kind than you are if you're in an angry, resentful, selfish state of mind.
We can't change the situation that we're in.
No.
We can just help ourselves make it easier by moving towards that nicer part of our personalities, the gentle, kinder, thoughtful part of our person. We all have those qualities. Someone said to me yesterday, it is what it is. We can't change anything, and we can, complain and moan, or we can turn that round and think of ways that we can make other people's lives better. And in so doing, we will make our own lives better.
Absolutely.
This week, for the last couple of weeks, the sermon at church has been the Good Samaritan.
Okay.
And it's been really interesting because it's been quite challenging. I love the way it's being dealt with by the ministry. It's so good because it does challenge you to think, well, what am I doing today to make someone else's life better?
And I think that's the key question. We ought to be asking ourselves every morning, what am I going to do today?
Yeah.
To make someone else,
yeah,
make someone's life better,
yeah,
or happier. What act of kindness am I going to engage in today?
And just imagine how much better the world will be if we all wake up with that thought. What can I do today to make someone else's life better? That's right. Such a positive way to approach life. We can all criticize and complain the government, complain about how things have been handled. They're talking about now about having a review. Imagine having to make these hard decisions.
Absolutely.
And they've done their best, Maybe it's not been perfect. I'm sure, with hindsight being the most wonderful gift in the world, it would probably have been handled slightly differently. But we haven't got...
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing, but they've done their best. So why not change that way of thinking and not moan, but think, right, this is what we're having to deal with, and what can I do to make it better? I mean, I have to say, my neighbours, I feel that we've sort of come together a little bit as a community. We have a WhatsApp group, and we have a laugh about silly things like recycling lids, and somebody took the wrong one. We sort of have some silliness going on, a little bit of fun that makes it makes life a little bit easier, really.
Yeah.
You haven't teased me yet tonight, Dominic.
Well, I'll share with everybody. Elizabeth is we're going on about was her dress too low, was it too high, what the plant behind her looked like it was growing out of her head, So I have to say,
I've asked for that.
Elizabeth, relax, take a deep breath.
Okay.
And everything's fine.
And I shouldn't say that, of course, Dominic's got a new shirt on tonight.
Well, we're doing these live streams every week now. I can't be see myself going through the same shirts all the time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah. And again, there you go. Having a joke with people, that's actually an act of kindness done in the right way. Having a bit of fun with people, making them laugh, even if you're not in the mood yourself, but helping other people, changing other people's states, that's an act of kindness. We're going to change it for the better, that is. It's and laughter is a wonderful thing,
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So
I think the more kindness we give, the more kindness we receive as well. As I said earlier, it's this knock-on effect. So the more, and I love the point you made, Dominic, about it hasn't got to be a complicated thing. It's perhaps picking up the telephone to someone you haven't spoken to for ages, someone who lives on their own, who just be grateful for a little bit of a chat with someone different. It's not. We have got a little bit more time. There isn't really any excuse not to be doing some nice things for other people.
Yeah,
I've actually written on my calendar after hearing the sermon last week. I actually wrote on my calendar, what am I doing today to make someone else's life better?
Good. Yeah.
Because that is the parable of the Good Samaritan. Many people pass that poor person by, and he put his own life at risk, really.
Yeah.
It was a dangerous place, but he went and helped. He not just helped that person, he took him to an inn and paid and was so generous and made sure that he was going to be taken care of.
Yeah, and we have got a lot of compassion going on already. I mean, you've got to look at our National Health Service, our nurses, our doctors, the porters. Let's not forget about them. The cleaners at the hospital. Our care workers working with the elderly. And it's not just them; it's the people that go in, the cleaning people. We forget about some people. But remember, there are a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of compassion being given at this moment in time. And sometimes it takes something like this that makes us realize the importance of compassion and kindness, and where we're recognizing it more around us. It's there.
It's noticing, isn't it? And you talk about the National Health Service, but there are all those key workers. My postman.
Yeah.
He's there working with, in difficult conditions, especially we've had this snow, and we have it's not recycled tomorrow. It's the ordinary black bin tomorrow.
The bin man.
The rubbish collectors, all those people, they're having to work together. They're at higher risk than we are that are able to self-isolate. So being appreciative of those people.
Yeah. If you see them from a distance, don't get too close, but say thank you. Just say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing under the circumstances. Again, just giving thanks can go a long way. Giving thanks to people. And it's like, because we're in lockdown, we're in this country right now, we can't go and do any shopping apart from food, so most all other items are being ordered online, and we've got all those delivery people there who are working, who work for Amazon and or other online companies, delivering your your parcels, your gift, the thing that you'd ordered. We must remember them as well, and when they come to you, they ring the bell, you answer it, they leave it there. Say thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
it goes a long, long way. It really does.
It's just being nice, isn't it? And even there are frustrations when you're trying to get through to utility companies on the telephone, and you talk to people in call centres, but they're what you have to remember, they're doing their job. And though you might be frustrated because something's not working exactly as you want it, those people are doing the best they can. They are ruled by the computer. They can only do so much. And if you treat them with respect and kindness, you get a much better
service back.
Service back. Yeah,
absolutely. And as I said at the beginning, I'm saying it again. I get told off sometimes repeating myself, but repetition is good. And I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying at the beginning? When you give out compassion and kindness, it comes back to you. So it's good for our health. It's not just good for other people. It's an energy. It's a positive energy.
Yeah.
And the universe is like a big mirror. What we send out, it comes back.
Absolutely.
And everything's an energy.
Couldn't agree more, Dominic.
Yeah, everything's an energy. So I think
nobody's asked us a question again this evening, but so I do hope some people are watching us live and enjoying our chat this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to close off there with your last thought on compassion and kindness?
My last thoughts on compassion are this: that if you want to be happy, be compassionate, because as Dominic just said, what we give out comes back in abundance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and my final note, again, I want to just repeat that quote by Bob Marley: one love, one heart, one destiny. Keep that in mind. And I think it was just one more. Anne Frank said, no one had ever become poor by giving. No one had ever become poor.
I love that.
By giving.
Wow.
Be compassionate, give kindness. We all do that. We're going to be living in a much better world, and we're going to beat this anyway, and we're all going to be okay. So I just had a hi from need a hair makeover, hair extension, or just Diane. Hi, just to say, very interesting, Diane. Thank you, Diane. That's very kind. Put that in. Great. So on my final note, be kind to yourself. It's very important. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be compassionate. That way, we'll all be living in a much better world, and we'll be a lot happier as a result of it. Don't forget, on Friday we'll be uploading our weight management part 3 program, which is going very well, I'm glad to say. So you'll be able to see how well they're doing. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so.
Yeah.
Like the video, share it. Just share this video out, because if you share it out for 100 people and it makes a difference to one person, that's going to have a ripple effect. So please do share the video. Those that did join in and watch, thank you very, very much indeed.
Thank you.
And be good, be kind, and be compassionate. Until we see you again, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Take care.